Am I the a-hole for raising my kids as a single dad instead of trying to find them a new mom or mom figure? So I, 35M, lost my wife almost 6 years ago when our twins, now 8, were just toddlers. It was sudden, unexpected, and devastating. I won't go into details because honestly, I still can't talk about it without getting choked up, but it turned my whole life upside down. At the time, everyone around me, family, friends, even random acquaintances, kept telling me things like, kids need a mother figure, or, you'll find someone new, you're still young. Some people even started suggesting potential women they thought I should meet within a couple months of my wife's funeral. It felt so weird and honestly disrespectful to the grief I was going through. I decided very early on that my focus was going to be on my kids, not on replacing my wife. I knew I couldn't be their mom, but I could be a present, loving dad who made sure they never doubted they were wanted. I learned to braid hair, sat through tea parties, learned about unicorns and dinosaurs, cried with them on hard nights, and cheered at every little milestone. Over the years, I've built a routine that works for us. My kids are happy, thriving in school, involved in activities, and very close with me. Yes, it's exhausting sometimes, and I've leaned on my sister and my mom for support when I need backup, but overall we're doing really well. I never felt like I had to rush into dating just to give them some kind of replacement mom. But here's the issue. My in-laws and even some of my own family keep insisting that I'm hurting my kids by not remarrying or at least seriously dating. They keep saying stuff like, a girl needs a mother to learn how to be a woman, or, kids can't grow up right without both a mom and dad. I usually brush it off, but recently my mother-in-law cornered me during a family gathering and told me that I was selfish for not giving the kids a maternal figure and that my late wife wouldn't want me to be alone forever. It stung, because I have thought about dating again, but the truth is I don't want to bring someone into my kids' lives unless I'm absolutely sure. I don't want them to deal with people coming and going. They already lost their mom once. I also don't think having a mom figure automatically guarantees a happier childhood than the one I'm providing. So now I'm stuck wondering, am I wrong for choosing to raise my kids on my own and not actively looking for a new mom for them? Am I the a-hole? After that conversation with my mother-in-law, I couldn't shake it off as easily as I usually do. I kept replaying her words in my head. Selfish, not giving them a mother figure. Your wife wouldn't want you to be alone. It messed with me because I've always prided myself on putting my kids first. If there's even a small chance that I'm actually screwing them up, I need to face it. A week later, it all sort of came to a head. My daughter had a school project where she had to bring in baby pictures and talk about her family. When she showed me what she put together, I noticed she'd written, I live with my dad and my brother. My mom is in heaven. My dad does everything for us. She seemed happy and proud, but later at the parent pickup line, another mom made a comment to me about how my daughter had asked her for help braiding her hair before school. She said it in a lighthearted way, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. My immediate thought was, oh God, maybe mother-in-law was right. Maybe my daughter is missing out. That night, I asked my daughter about it. She shrugged and said, I just wanted it fancy like some of the other girls had. You do a good job, Dad, but you don't know how to do the swoopy kind. And then she just went back to playing. She didn't seem hurt or deprived at all. To her, it was just about hair, not about a missing mom. Still, I couldn't shake the insecurity. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law brought it up again when I dropped the kids off at her place for a sleepover. She told me she and father-in-law had been talking, and they knew a lovely widow from church that they thought I should meet. I tried to politely decline, but she pushed, think about the kids. It's not about you being lonely, it's about what's best for them. When I got home that night, I honestly sat on the couch questioning everything. My kids laugh, smile, hug me, and seem like normal, happy children. But am I blind because I want to believe I'm enough for them? Would bringing in someone new really help them more than it would hurt? I never thought of myself as selfish, but now that word keeps echoing in my head. Things finally boiled over a couple weeks later at a big family dinner for my father-in-law's birthday. My kids and I came, and everything was fine until after cake when the adults were sitting around talking. Mother-in-law brought up, yet again, that she wanted to introduce me to this widow from her church. I gave my usual polite, I'm not really interested right now, but this time she wouldn't let it drop. She said in front of everyone, it's been 6 years. The kids need stability, and you can't give them everything they need on your own. It's not fair to them to grow up without a mother figure. You're being stubborn and selfish. The room went dead quiet. My kids were in the next room, but I could tell my son heard because he peeked his head around the corner. I was furious, not just because she insulted me, but because she was questioning my parenting in front of everyone. I told her point blank, I am not selfish for focusing on my kids. They already lost their mom once, and I won't risk them going through the pain of getting attached to someone who might not stay. They are happy, they are loved, and I'm doing the best I can. That isn't selfish. My sister-in-law jumped in saying she agreed with me, but my brother sided with my mother-in-law, saying kids need balance. No matter how good of a dad you are, you can't replace what a mother gives. At that point my daughter came into the room and asked, "Why does Grandma keep saying we need another mom? We already had one and we have dad." She looked upset, and that crushed me. I took both kids, said goodbye, and left early. Later that night I got texts from mother-in-law saying I embarrassed her, that I was turning the kids against her, and that she was only thinking about their well-being. My brother also texted saying I needed to stop making it about pride and think long-term. I just sat there staring at my phone wondering why me doing my best as a single dad isn't enough for people. It feels like no matter how much I give, someone's always telling me it's still not enough because I don't have a partner. Now my kids are aware of the comments, and I feel like the damage is already done. After that dinner, I knew I had to address it with my kids. They're old enough now that they pick up on way more than adults give them credit for, and I didn't want them internalizing the idea that our family was incomplete. So a few nights later, I sat them down after dinner. I told them straight, some people think you need a mom to be happy, but families don't all look the same. Some kids live with one parent, some with grandparents, some with two moms or two dads. What matters is that the people in your family love you, care for you, and show up for you. I love you more than anything, and I'll always be here. My daughter hugged me and said, "I don't want another mom, Dad. I just want you." My son added, "Yeah. Grandma keeps making it sound like something's wrong with us, but we're fine." Hearing that lifted a weight off my chest I didn't even realize I'd been carrying. I realized a lot of my guilt came not from my kids, but from other adults projecting what they think a normal family should be. So I set some boundaries. The next time mother-in-law brought it up, I told her clearly, "I appreciate your concern, but this conversation needs to stop. My kids are thriving. We are happy as we are. If you keep pushing this, I'll have to start limiting visits because it's hurting the kids." She didn't like that. She got defensive, said I was cutting her out, and accused me of not respecting her wisdom. But I stood my ground. My priority isn't keeping the peace with extended family. It's protecting my kids' sense of security. Since then, she's toned it down, probably because she knows I wasn't bluffing, though I can tell she's still not thrilled. But honestly, I don't care. My kids are happy. I see it every day in their smiles, their silly jokes, the way they run to hug me after school. So no, I don't think I'm the asshole for choosing to raise them as a single dad instead of rushing to find a replacement mom. They already lost one parent. The last thing they need is instability. What they do need is to know that the one parent they still have is 100% in their corner. And that's exactly what I am. Am I the a-hole? If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.